Welcome again. We're doing a small recap. We talked about 5S, that is sorting, segregation, shining, standardizing, sustaining. The 5S to help us to be organized in our stores. We start by sorting items. We sort items of different description, particular type from the others. Also within the same item, we sort according to batches. Then we do segregation. We stack them separately from each other. We do cleanness and we have the place shining. Then whatever we've done, it has to be sustained on a routine basis. We have every day we walk into a store, see the level of segregation, see the level of cleanliness, and sustained. And here the labeling, as you can see, is to help us identify what is on each shelf. However, labeling here is not smart enough, and we may need to have much smarter labels. Possibly we could even print using a computer and stack them nicely to show what is on each shelf. Okay, having said that, also what we didn't discuss about was handling of expired medicine that have expired need to be taken off stock, entered on expired item register, and kept in a lockable place, lock and key, so that people cannot just move in, pick and use, yet they have lost usefulness. They have been rendered unuseful for consumption or for administration to your patients. So it's important we keep a keen eye on whatever has expired and remove them. Actually, if possible, store person should be able to produce a report routinely every month on items that are due to expire. Should be able to have a request. If you are in charge, should be able to have a request for that report, so that we don't get caught unaware when an item expires. Having said that, we go straight to our stock card. This is our stock card. This is how it looks like. A stock card has a name of a facility, item code. An item code is unique for a facility. Has a name of the medicine, and the medicine has the formulation, which can be either tablet, capsule, liquid formulation, or powder form. Then the strength. The strength, these are the units, or the milligrams in a given unit. In that case, it is 300 for TDF, 300 for 3TC, 600 for efavirenz. And then we define how it is packaged. And in this case, each pack has 30 tablets. And then each item has a unique code, which is tracked in the systems of the warehouse, in our case, National Medical Store. If you look at the National Medical Store delivery documents like this one, you find item code before the item description. If look at that much smarter, you look at this code here. This is where the item, and doesn't change, it is unique for the item. As long as the item is of the same packaging, same strength, it will have a unique code, and that code is what we expected to track on our stock card here. Another thing that we need to know is the storage condition. We need to track it. Storage condition on the packaging itself, on the label. The manufacturer will put the condition under which an item should be stored. And when we store the item under those recommended conditions, we'll be assured that item will be potent throughout its shelf life. When we store outside those conditions, we are likely going to affect the potency of the commodity, because the stability has been confirmed within those storage conditions. The next is the unit of issue. You will ask me about pack size and unit of issue. Yes, I may have a packaging defined, but my unit of issue might be different. Like for the example of TB medicine, you may find the unit of measure is 1 pack containing 24 blisters, for instance. But my unit of measure issue may not be the pack, might be the blister. And my unit of issue in this case might be 1 times 28, meaning I'm giving out a blister containing 28 tablets. But now, my pack size is the same as my unit of issue. I'm giving out a tin of 30 packs. So we need to define it, and whatever we capture in our stock card will be a factor of those units that we've defined. Another thing that we shall discuss in a separate session is tracking of stock level. These stock levels are tracked in a pencil. Why? Because they keep changing because of need. AMC refers to average monthly consumption. It is the rate of usage of this commodity, and it determines what we need to order. If we are doing forecasting based on consumption method, then it is our basis for forecasting, and we'll see how to calculate that in a different session. But it's tracked in or recorded in pencil if you're doing paper-based recording, so that at the end of the month you adjust and track at the update. Okay, so because of that, we need 3 kind of pens for a stock card. You need a red pen for physical count and receiving commodities into the store. You need a blue pen for your routine issuing, and then you need a pencil for tracking average monthly consumption, AMC, maximum stock level and minimum stock level. Quickly, let's see a scenario here. Your stock card you've seen on 3rd June, there was a physical count done, and there was 180 packs. I've already captured that. 30th June, a physical count was done and 180 packs were found, expiring 31st January 2021. And batch number is not given, but I've come out with something. These batch numbers exist exactly on the item label itself, and we should be able to capture. It is also given on the supplier's delivery invoice. Let's look at it quickly. You see here, a lot or batch can be used. Can be used interchangeably, and the batch that you see here, this is the batch number that was received for a particular commodity. I think this is rifampicin isoniazid, and that is the batch number we should be able to track in our stock cards. It's important to track it. Why? There are incidences when batches have quality issues and have to be recalled, so we can exactly know where they are if we still have them, and send them back to either to the supplier or to National Medical Stores or to National Drug Authority, as the case might be. Okay, so it's important to track these batches if it is possible. But what should not miss is the tracking of expiry, because every time I record the expiry date, I am able to reflect how many months remaining for the item to expire. Every time I record, assuming this is a January expiry and I've not used this item, if I go into November, I will know it's remaining 2 months. If I go into December, every time I record it, I will know this now is remaining 1 month. Either I give it to someone who can consume it before it expires, or alert the staff of the unit so that they can substitute their commodity. That can be substituted, like instead of, for example, ibuprofen, paracetamol. If my ibuprofen is expiring shorter, instead of using paracetamol, we will say now we will limit the use of paracetamol and prescribe only ibuprofen, so that we do not waste it. So all this can be done if we are monitoring the expiry date, and we have to record it each time we are receiving or issuing. But when you go to our stock cards, this column is left blank most of the time. Okay, we go to our stock card. On 4th July, there was a receipt of 120 tins from National Medical Stores on this delivery, and it was expiring June 21. Go now stock card and capture it nicely on 4th July. NMS voucher number. This we showed you where to pick the voucher number. I hope we've done so. The voucher number or delivery note is on the NMS delivery. It is here on top of the delivery note. The entries you see order number, that refers to the delivery note number. Is what we capture on our stock card. And anybody who is tracing this commodity will come with this delivery note and want to find out whether the quantities they are on were received in the facility. So they will look into the stores and check if we recognized that delivery. So with 240 entered in the column in, 2,400 entered in the column for in, and then we calculate our balance. We take 2,400, add 180 and calculate your balance. Okay, and then batch number is not given, but for the sake of this demonstration, maybe I've come out with some number. Okay, but this number will be physically on the bottom, on the label of the container, and the person who is receiving either signs or put an initial to authenticate the transaction. The next day, on 7th July, 50 tins were given to Mother Baby Care Point. So 7th July, 50 tins on voucher 15156. So 7th July, entries are in blue. Issuing is in blue. Mother Baby Care Point 151. Okay, just check that. We give out 50 tins and our balance is this. Now we have two batches. This so we have a batch of June and a batch of January. So what did we give out? The batch number given out was not indicated, but let's try to observe FIFO. If we observe FIFO, we give out to the January batch, and it is, so you see I capture this record to confirm that is the batch I have actually given out. Okay, on 10th July 250 tins were issued out to Art Clinic on voucher 15160. Okay, voucher 15160 Art Clinic 10th July. We gave out 250 tins. However, before I record, if I'm to do FIFO, I had given up 50 tins from the batch of January, and that remained 130 tins. Now I'm giving 250, which means I first clear the batch that is expiring in January. So if I clear it, my net balance is going to be batch. I will have cleared it out and it is finished. So after clearing it out, I will then issue out the balance from the batch that expires in June. So when I give out 120 tins, I'll remain with 2280, and this will be from the June batch. Okay, June batch, I called it ST001, but we pick actual batch number that are on the tins that we are issuing out. That that will be on 10th. I've given out to the 2 batches. Okay, on 29th July, we received 10 boxes, each containing 120s, and expiring in Feb of 2021 from UNHCR on voucher UN 4218. Okay, so this is a form of a positive adjustment because we are getting a donation, 10 boxes, 120 on 29th July. So 29th of July from voucher this, and in the section that don't apply, it's better we put dash so that someone does not come later and put their things we don't know. Okay, we received 10 boxes, each containing 120. So our net balance becomes 3480 and expiring in Feb of 2021. Still, batch number is not given. Let's call it HJ5. And here, so in the remarks column, we have something to comment because this is not a usual transaction. I said donation from UNHCR. If there's nothing unique to comment, you leave the remark column empty. Maybe you just put a dash. So it stands out. We're able to see there was an unusual transaction. That's why we are using a red pen. Okay, then on 2nd August, we issued 100 tins on voucher 15185. On the same day, we discovered 50 tins had been damaged by rainwater. So this is a negative adjustment. And then this is an issue. But we've moved to the month of August. July has ended. There was no indication of a physical count done by end of July, and it is required that every end of month we do a physical count. The physical count helps us cross-check to see all the transactions we've done in the month are accurate, because we check the recorded balance compare with the physical balance to see if they match. But anyway, for the sake of this demonstration, we will put our physical count on 31st July. Let's assume what we have physically tallies with the recorded balance. So we'll go ahead and capture our physical balance, assuming it tallies with the recorded balance. And then after that, we can go ahead on 2nd of August and issue out 100 tins to at clinic. So how many batches we have? We have a batch that is expiring in Feb and a batch expiring in June. We shall give out to the Feb batch, and we will give out the 100 tins. When we give out the 100 tins, our balance becomes, okay, we give out to the February batch, our balance becomes that. This one, our expiry, we've said, has a batch number, that for the purpose of this demonstration, but we'll pick the actual batch number that's on the tin we are giving out. On the same day, 50 tins are found damaged by rain, so we do an adjustment. Okay, possibly we need a document that takes out these items, because they can't just be taken out or just like that. A voucher has to be generated, authorized by the in charge, allowing us to take out those tins that are damaged. Okay, assuming this is a batch of June that got damaged by rain, that will make exactly what batch are we talking out, because we see the item itself and take off the batch number. Okay, so we have done our adjustments, but however we need to make a comment, because this is not a usual transaction. I say damaged by rain. This reason would be on the issue voucher that is approved, allowing us to take it off stock. Okay, that was on 2nd August. On 13th August, 150 tins were issued to Mother Baby Care Point on voucher 15200. So we come to 13th August and say Mother Baby Care Point 152. We give out 150 tins, and remember we had 1,200. We had given out 100, mean 1,100. So we still have a balance from the February batch. So our net balance will be 3230. Hope so. No, I'm wrong. 115. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. And then this will be from the February batch. And for each transaction, with someone signs or puts an initial, to confirm that there's a mistake here. There's a mistake there. There's a mistake there. There's a mistake in my calculation. I hope that is correct. Okay, hope that is correct. Okay. That is 13. If I'm doing this with a pen, if I make a mistake, it's recommended we do one straight line and countersign and write the correct figure on top. If you're using a pen and you've done a mistake, so we should avoid crisscrossing records, because crisscrossing means that we are covering and forging. So you just make one straight line, countersign, and put the right entry on top or below. So that was on 13th August. Now, on 31st August, physical count is done and found matches with stock balance. But again, this person discovers 50 tins were misplaced behind a box. After a quick inspection, it was determined that the tins could still be used, and so made an adjustment and put them on the stock balance. So we have a physical count that tallies with the recorded balance, but on top of that we have 50 tins that are found, are discovered, were hidden and are usable. So let's first do that adjustment. On 31st August, we have an adjustment. This adjustment is a positive one. Okay. And that is 3230. We don't know the batch that was found. Possibly it is the June batch, just thinking. So say in list. We put a reason to explain that positive adjustment. Okay, then we do a count and find the count tallies with the recorded balance. Okay, this is how a stock card looks like, but the picture you see in the facility is not close to this. What's significantly missing, you find the reference to the documentation, supportive documentation is missing. You will not see the reference of the NMS delivery most times. You will not see the reference to the issue voucher that takes out the commodity. And we need to make sure these documents are in place. Store people need to have a file where these reference documents are kept, and kept in the order by which they are received, with the most recent delivery on top and the previous deliveries on bottom. The same with issue voucher. It must be properly kept on the file with the most recent issue voucher on top and the previous vouchers at the bottom. So we need box file, and when this box file is filled up, should be able to open up a new box file. Sometimes they crowd them in a box and they get torn. So we need to have proper filing for these records, because they are the basis of audit. Drugs are money, and they attract many stakeholders. So we need to make sure proper records are in a place to account for the supplies that come into our facility. Also, spaces that do not apply, you've seen I put a dash. It's important we put a dash so that we don't leave room for someone to come and write anything. Then another thing, if someone has made a mistake, do a line in the center, close out with a line, countersign, and write the correct figure on top. Then what is missing also, expiry dates are not tracked in our stock cards. We need to capture the expiry date of the quantity we are receiving or issuing out. Batch numbers, I've talked about them. They unique to a particular batch that you've received, and we need to track it. At least, if possible, we track it on the receiving document, but continuously on each transaction, capture the expiry date. Initials is important, or sign. Someone can either choose to sign or write the initials. So this is how our stock card will look at, and it is important we support this. Next session we are going to look at monitoring of stock levels. These stock levels are tracked in pace, I've said. We will explain how we do that, but we look at the consumption in a given period and calculate the rate of use. Like we take what has been used in the last 3 months and divide by the number of days the stock was available, convert that daily rate to a monthly consumption rate. Then maximum stock level is the maximum stock should hold at any given time, which I explained that. But usually essential medicine, we should not stock more than 5 months. So if our average consumption is 10, our maximum for essential medicine will be 50 tins. Minimum stock level is a level we should not stock below at any given time. And for example, if our average is 10, then our minimum stock level should be 20. We should not stock below 20. And if you are to give out in times when there's a stock out and we have to share our stock with the others, we should never give out below our minimum stock level. So this has to be monitored monthly every time we do a physical count. We'll explain that in another session. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.